Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Zombies Love Bacon podcast. It is the DreamHack episode because that's all I've been doing for 3 days, and yeah, not sleeping basically. So, as much as DreamHack is partnered with Monster, I am open to being partnered with Monster as well, as it is what is fueling this episode.
You'll definitely come across a lot of creeps.
I have all these cancelable opinions. You guys keep boots at 60 feet.
That was a picture of my boots.
That's it. That's the title of the podcast. They're rock hard.
That's great advice.
All right, and we have Shelby. Wake up, Shelby.
Huh?
We're here with Shelby.
What's up?
Also fried, and Tame's here as well.
Yo, what's up?
Tame's too far away to come party in DreamHack.
Tame is just, he's here to serve as like the friend we're telling everything to.
Yeah,
He's
that's
the
it.
active participant. He's going to hear everything.
It's like when they go.
Yep.
It's like when your coworker goes to something cool on the weekend. That's all you get to hear about on Monday. That's it. Welcome.
We'll drag into Melbourne one of these days.
I'm all
or
ears.
something.
No, I'm definitely coming down.
So I want to like so yes, we're going to be talking a hell of a lot about DreamHack because that's what we've been doing. And we talked about, we would have been, we're doing the podcast this time last year, and we talked about how DreamHack was cool, but it felt like it was like the secret, like no one knew what was going on. You know, it wasn't really marketed really well, and it was like you had to be in the know to know that it was this cool event.
It was in September last year, so it was a different time of year as well.
Yeah, it just felt like a lot of people were like, oh, DreamHack's on? What's that? You know, and that not the case this year. It's not the case at all. They made enough song and dance where I feel like there was three crowds, right? There was the crowd of fuck yeah, so pumped for DreamHack, you know, I'm gonna get a creator pass, or I'm gonna get a 3-day pass, or I'm gonna whatever. And then there was the other ones who were like, fuck, I should have went to DreamHack. And then there was the other ones who just did not acknowledge it out of spite because they're like, fuck, they look like they're having so much fun at DreamHack. Oh man, I didn't know this was that good. So it's cool. And so you got to bear with us because you got to understand that it sounds horrible, and I know it's wrong, but I definitely drunk more Monster than water in the last 3 days.
No, that is really bad advice. I'm usually like, out of the two of us, I'm probably the more health conscious, right? Because I have to be. And I went into this like, being like, I know that Monster's gonna have like a big booth there. I knew it. They were there last year in the exact same location. I knew, and you're sipping your Monster right now.
Okay, I just want to say that it was easier to get a Monster, and it was free at this event, and it is a Monster partner event.
$6 a bottle.
No, but they did have water taps and water fountains like every.
Nobody wants that.
No one wants that. They want free Monster. But
Yeah,
also,
they want free Monster.
I could like getting food was like a pain in the ass because it was stadium food, right? So all really I was fueled on all weekend was Monster, and we'll get into the details of how fucked my food situation was.
But I'm like usually like I don't drink energy drinks. I don't even really drink carbonated drinks because they make my stomach hurt. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll have one, right? One quickly turned into 3 on the first day. I don't drink energy drinks ever. I don't even drink coffee.
Biggie had 7 Monsters.
He's different, though. He's a bit different.
Oh,
I didn't
he's a
even drink
machine.
coffee. And I felt I was bounced off the walls. My skin went numb, like on my face, for like a couple of hours there.
It's
It
got
was
the
a bit weird.
trembles.
I was literally just like thinking in my head, just act normal. It'll go away eventually. And you know, had a few flutters in the chest. Like, oh, it was not a great idea of me. But then I drank more the next day, and then more again the next day. So I had 5 in total. But
Okay, so before we get all over the place, because a lot happened in the last 3 days. I know I don't give a shit about everything before DreamHack. This is the DreamHack episode I'm going to talk about right now. So I think the easiest way we can do this is we do it in chronological order, okay, of events.
you want to talk about day 1?
So if we start from the start and work our way through it, we'll get through everything. Because otherwise, we're just going to bounce around, and it's going to be very confusing for everyone. Because it's still confusing for me, and I was there. Okay, so first of all, I did sign up as a creator, and quite early on, I like emailed him and said, I really want to get a part of this. I've got some cool stuff that's happening around the same time. I'd like to, you know, try and intertwine these things as best I can. Like referring to like.
Yeah.
Like the charity stuff and that. Not that it ended up going in the way that maybe I thought we would, although we did donate to charity, but we will get to that in a minute. So I said yes to everything. and without really, you know how you like read details and suss out, hey, you know, what's this actually mean or whatever. I didn't do that. I just said yes, which is I'm a firm believer in, if you want these kind of events to like pop off, then you should do your part. You know, like if you can help out in any way, you should help out in any way. So I said yes to everything. Shelby got a Creator Plus late. And
I was late. My first application got lost, so I had to make a new one late via email, and I still got a pass. But that also means that I wasn't on any.
I didn't ask her to do anything.
I wasn't on the website. I was never announced like the other creators, which is totally fine by me. I don't mind. It's okay.
Got in for free.
Yes,
didn't
get
you?
it for free. Get a Creator
Oh,
Pass.
yeah.
Didn't need to. Like, I didn't get obviously streaming booth or anything like that. I just had to stand there and look pretty and like I'll make some content.
They almost did it to help you out, really. Like
it was very nice of them, and I really appreciate it. And it was good. But ultimately, like, Eladi was on one end of the spectrum of like, I have so much to do, and then I'm like, hi everybody, I'm just standing here.
I'm gonna go get some chips while you're.
I'm just gonna go get a boost. I'm gonna sit in the creator lounge while you do work.
So typically Friday's like a dead day, like it's a quiet day. It's all the like qualifying matches for all the esports events. They usually have a couple things. So then what they do is they actually invite all the schools to come along. So come and like experience the industry, which is cool because honestly, it's an experience. Like, and we'll get to the peak of the experience, which is what we literally just came from. Is where it sort of all comes ahead. But it's so students come, and then it's all about content creation, safety on the internet, game industry, esports is the big four. And I said yes to a panel, which was quite early on a Friday. And it was also on the main stage, or not the main stage, but the MCA stage, they call it. So it's the secondary stage, but it's big. It's in the stadium.
Margaret Court Arena.
Yeah. So didn't realize it was that arena until like just before.
You thought it was just like a panel.
I thought it was in a corner with like 6 chairs or something like that, but no.
You were in a stadium.
And I was so happy. Opti or ZimOpti, if you're on Twitch, is he like add me on Twitter. And he's like, we're on the same panel. I'm like, oh, thank God, I know someone. So this is good. We could just sort of stick together. But anyway, it just happened that we ran into some friends who knew friends who were also on the panel. So I kind of just by accident ended up in the right place at the right time, and we all got lost together, and then eventually found our way to the stagehand, who then took us downstairs into the tunnels, where they have like the performer rooms and the green rooms and stuff like that. And we had a talent room for us, where I actually met some fucking just awesome people. Let's just get this out of the way now. Every single creator, person, individual that we met over the weekend, fucking awesome. Every single one of them. Yep.
I just every time we would run into them again, be like running into a friend you've known forever.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. And this is where, so there was I think it's 7 creators, something like that, 7 or 8, maybe. I don't know, 7. And Aaron, who was a guy that ran into someone in the line to get into the event, and was like, "Hey man, do you want me to like take some photos and stuff? That'd be cool." He's like, "Yeah, sweet." And then Aaron just joined the posse as our entourage, and came with us down into the talent room, and was like, we'll just chat, and everyone got along really well. And he took some fucking awesome photos, like professional photos with us, and it was just like, well, we don't even know this guy. He doesn't know any of us. Literally was just in the line to get into the event, and
suddenly he was our best friend.
And now he's our best friend. Yeah. So
everywhere I return, there's Aaron. And he's always been real
he's like,
sweet.
Where are you going to be? What panels are you doing? Are you doing any live streams? I'll take photos for you, man. I'll take photos for you. And
he's coming to cheer you on everywhere. Like, and he didn't know us before this weekend.
So like, he took a professional stuff, didn't see him for the rest of the day, get a DM in the middle of the night. He's professionally edited them all, sent them all to me on Instagram, ready to go. I'm like,
right, he's fast.
He's fucking god tier, right?
He had like no sleep when he did that. By the way, he's like slept for like 4 hours. He also does music and he does like photography.
Yeah, actually, he
also streams.
He's a producer, music producing is his talent wheelhouse.
I do suggest people check him out. He's MDV Aaron on Twitch, and on Twitter he's MDV_main. So he's a very sweet man.
Also does RP. Turns out
GTRP.
that's it.
And voice acting.
I know, man. This is what I mean. It's like a fucking sign from God or
is
something.
this guy? Exactly.
God,
Man.
I've been referring to him as my photographer fairy who just turns up and takes photos and then flies away again.
Yeah.
So
He gave out a vibe and he caught it.
yeah, not just us. I reckon he made 100 friends this weekend. Everywhere I saw him, he was like photography for someone else, or he had a new crew, or he's got these other friends, or he's at a different event. Like he messaged, so I went out and he's like messaged me. He's like, "Where are you? I'm at this bar. Then I'm going to this bar to see these people, and this bar to see those people." And I'm like, "I'm here if you want, man. It's
Right.
cool, but not."
That's cool.
Um,
That's cool.
But yeah, like the first thing he said is like, "I don't know how I do it, but I always end up in everything." And he goes, "I think it's because I'm just huge and have an afro." And I'm like, "Man, if that's the secret, I'm growing an afro."
Yeah, he's really cool. And like, honestly, you know, we're talking a lot about him, but meeting him is the highlight of the weekend.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, and like I genuinely we will stay in touch and things will happen and we'll probably end up in content just because I'll make him do it. But yeah, so I did the panel. It was good. There was actual like children asking questions and stuff like that, and a lot of good creators. And if you want to see everyone that's on the Instagram and on the Twitter, you can have a look and see everyone who was there. And I tagged them all, and you can go follow them respectively. Wasn't the oldest one on the panel too, so that's a good change. Like I like that. Mind you, I think it was Toast, or I'm not sure what the full creator handle is, but dude's 56, plays Tarkov full time streamer. Like that is his sole income is Tarkov. At 56, and he's a new streamer too. Only during the pandemic.
There's that grandma as well. Have you seen her? She plays Call of Duty.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen her.
Her name, but yeah, she does that shit full time too.
Yeah, with Toast, everyone's called Toast. Pestely's dad.
And she's just a Tarkov dad as well.
Yeah, and again, super nice. Just a fucking great guy to chat to and stuff like that. And that is the ongoing theme of the entire week. Everyone that we met, all the organizers, all the staff, all the people, even like the kids and stuff like that, were just all fucking lovely, which is so weird. Because I'm used to like sometimes you go to PAX, it's like, fuck man, I'm sick of these freaking kids getting in the way or whatever. It just that's not the vibe. It's chill the entire weekend, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And and from that, I feel like it's kind of frees people up to be a bit more open and meet new people, and it's a bit more of a better atmosphere than in a lot of other cons, which is what we said last year, but it was also no one knew about it. Now the word's getting out, and I think part of it is they had like 60 plus creators on board, which is a lot of content coming out of one event, And
yeah, on the first day, because obviously we said Friday was a little bit quieter. Everywhere you would look, it seemed like everybody you saw was a creator for a while there, and there wasn't as many like general attendees. But then
all
on
making
Saturday,
content.
Yeah, everyone was making content. Then on Saturday, it's like all general attendees.
Families.
Spot your creators. Yeah,
so many families. So let me think. Let's go through the rest of Friday first. So we did that. Then what did we do? Did that panel. And then this is the problem. I don't fucking remember what happened. I think we just sort of hanged around and we met a lot of people. And
we did a lot of expo hall walking for a while there.
Yeah, we did some photos and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
then
so
Friday
let's-
we went. No, yeah, okay. So Friday, Melbourne showed Melbourne on Friday. That's what happened.
Yeah, it rained.
Beautiful sunny morning, pissing rain by 3 p.m. And like everyone's like, fuck, this is shit. I like, have to go inside. So we were like chilling in the creators lounge, meeting a lot of other creators, which was nice. Hanging out with our new friend Aaron, who just happened to be in the creators lounge as well. Yeah, just sort of chilling and stuff. And then we caught up with a heap of Team OC guys.
You had an interview.
Oh yeah, I did an interview with Middleton, which I don't know a lot of people know Middleton yet, but I met him at the pub. I'm familiar with his work. He's very
good. You met him at the nightclub after party for TGX.
Yeah, he's very, very professional, very funny, and he's got a different kind of energy that you don't actually kind of get with a lot of people. So he's like, what's the nicest way to say? Like he's already thought about the next conversation that you're having with him. Like he's ahead of you in everything. And that's why he's really good to like have banter and stuff with him, because he's already ahead of you 2 steps. And we had an interview and it was great because I'd literally make a joke and he's already making the joke at the same time. And then we realized that we've made the exact same joke together. We're like, Oh man, this is so. I've invited him to come join the podcast for an episode because I reckon it'll be funny to get him on. But he did a lot of interviews, like a lot. Man's a machine, and his whole thing was like do interviews, take them back, get them edited, uploaded to TikTok, and then posted, tagging all the creators before they stream live from the thing, and like just be real additive experience to the whole DreamHack thing. It's a content machine, and that's what happens when you put 60 content creators in a room. They just start fucking working together to pump out content.
Working like a massive machine.
It's just a massive machine. It's not even a joke. So there's like there was professional photographers who reached out to all the creators, and they're like, okay, well, you can book a time in the creator lounge to come get professional headshots and everything done, so you can use them for your media kits and stuff like that. And then it turned into like group shots. So it was like have a solo, everyone in the room jumps on the couch, group shot.
Also like the most random, like people in the group photos didn't know each other. So
no, that's what I mean.
Like,
it was literally everyone in the room on the couch, group shot.
Yeah. So mismatched people, like everyone was great sports about it as well.
Again, everyone's so nice.
I personally stayed out of those photos because I'm like, well, for content, majority of the time I'm a VTuber. I feel like you should spend your time taking photos of somebody else. Which, you know, but I got to see it all unfold. And
yeah, I saw a bit unfold, but I was keen to do that, but I didn't want to commit to a time because I was just already all over the place.
Yeah, you're a busy boy.
Yeah, but part of it was that we were going to head out and get some drinks and catch up with some people and meet a couple extra people and stuff like that. And we heard that the gaming bars weren't too packed on the Friday, so we made the decision to go to GGEZ, which is the gaming bar, the esports bar, which is always packed. Managed to get in there, get a spot, get some drinks down before it got too busy. Then we mosey on over to Fortress, or as Shelby put it, Fortressy is Cole.
Yeah.
I thought I was drinking, okay, and I didn't expect to get hit that hard that fast with the alcohol, but I was drinking soju and Suntory 196. So
oh hell yeah.
Yeah, it definitely smacked me in the face, and I realized when I was like drunkenly telling Ellie my life story, and then I tried to get up from the table to go to the toilet, and then I immediately sunk back down in the chair, and then I was also wearing Eladi's hat backwards, I think.
There's evidence. There's incriminating evidence.
And I tweeted like Fortress is cool, and then the next day Fortress is like quote tweeting me with like a GIF. Yeah, it was good. But,
and the cool thing about it's particularly like these gaming events and stuff like that, you go to a bar like that, it's just full of content creators because they're all like out from out of town or whatever. Go to a gaming bar and you see all these people and you start talking to people, and it's a really good hookup and stuff like that. I, however, like, we have to do this for officially Saturday night, so why would I get so shit-faced on a Friday? So, Shelby wrote herself off, and I did it, is what I'm saying. So,
well, okay,
I brought you one bottle of soju, and I thought, we're just going to sit here, have a couple of the little glasses and stuff like that, and you were like, 1, another 2, another 3, 4, and I'm like, slow down, and you're like, here's one for you, 4 for me.
No way. It wasn't that bad at all.
It was pretty bad.
No, I don't
and then you stole my hat.
I did. I gave it back though. But yes, I was having a good. I was vibing. That's it.
But okay, so this is the thing as well. This is where it kind of gets funny, right? We went to this gaming bar and while we're there, we're watching the Counter-Strike finals or semi-finals or whatever it was that was happening at DreamHack still. So we left DreamHack to go to a bar to watch DreamHack. But like at that point we needed like copious amounts of alcohol and actual food, so we needed
actual food. That's the thing. You don't go to GGZ to eat because there's no food there. So you go to Fortress and they have the fantastic
and you couldn't stay at DreamHack to have stadium food the whole time because DreamHack
expensive
is and
like weird salads or chips and chicken and fish and muffins. That's it.
So it's kind of whatever, but it's still fine because it's still that gaming vibe just sort of extends to the sports bars at night. So, but yeah, so then we jump in day 2, which I kicked off in the creator lab, which I actually wasn't sure what that meant. Like I think in the original email, it was better understood because it was like, you know, it's about coaching and mentoring and stuff like that. But by the time you get to the day, it's like, you go to this spot. That's the creator lab. I'm like, okay, cool. that's all the information you get. But basically, it's a space that's like open to the public. Anyone can come in, have a look and whatever. You get given a computer, which is a full top of the line setup for a streaming setup, and then you can just show people how to set up a stream and do stuff.
Do you think some creators were disappointed when they actually got in there and like figured out what they were doing?
Well, I mean, it's not like you're not streaming from the event. You're not making content. You know, so then it's like if you were a creator there for the sole purpose to promote yourself, then yes, you probably would be a little bit meh.
Right.
And look, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely did see a couple of people that were like that. We're not gonna out anyone, but I don't know them, I don't care. People like I was there with Mop Garden and a couple other ones, and they were lovely. And we just sort of put our heads together and said, okay, well, how do we want to tackle this? And I'm like, well, I'm going to show some stuff here. Mop Garden's like, I've got cute stickers and stuff like that. I'll lure the children in, and yeah, we're just basically every time like a family or a kids or like you know those like real like wow, this is look awesome. I can't believe I'm seeing like streaming and stuff like that.
Streamers do streaming.
Yeah, I just put my best salesperson voice on. I'm like, hey, go man, you know, come on in, touch some buttons. You know, we're all creators here. We can help you out. Give them the spill, like a real sales pitch, and it was cool. Like I definitely met a lot of kids, particular kids. Like I'm talking like 12, 13. Like
what kind of questions did you get asked?
So one of them's like, what do you stream? And I said, well, there was like one guy who's so quiet. Like he was so quiet. He's like, I want to be a streamer. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool, man. Like what do you play? And he's like, play Dead Island. I'm like, hey man, I know Dead Island. Let's go. And I'm like, oh, man, it's how good's Dead Island, you know? And I'm like trying to pump him up. Like I'm trying to break him out of his shell. And he goes, yeah, it's been so long coming out. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And yeah, so like I don't
sounded exhausted.
Yeah, it sounded like it was painful to talk, but it like I suppose that's part of it. It's the kind of the giving back part. You know, we get big event, we give our time to you know sculpt the future people buying tickets to come to the event and keep this event going, basically. There was another kid who came up. He's like, yeah, what do you stream on? And then he's like, I stream on TikTok. And I'm like, oh yeah, what do you do? He's like, Fortnite. I'm like, oh yeah. Like I make map builds on Fortnite. I'm like,
oh okay.
Oh okay. And then he looked me up. He followed me, and then I looked like when I got the notification. I looked at his channel, and he had way more followers than I did. So many.
All right, kid, you can run this creator.
Couple 100,000 likes per video, easy. Like, and I said to him, I said, do you know how to read like your analytics and stuff and see stuff? And he goes, well, why? And I'm like, well, this video alone has 1,000 people have saved it. Like they're gonna watch this video multiple times.
He hasn't even realized that.
He hasn't even realized.
He's just about the views.
He's just throwing shit and it's sticking. I'm like, oh man, how nice would that be? But
that kid's gonna be like a fucking Twitch partner at the age of like 17.
Well, the thing that got me was I think I'd seen his videos on my For You page. It's like I'm like, that looks familiar.
It sounds like he's got a really good niche because it's like a niche.
Well, it's the same. It's like he makes a map and then it has the code and everything on it, and then someone saves it. It's
and
just
shares it with a friend.
Plays it straight into the algorithm so much. I mean, good on him. Like, and that's what I said to him. I said, mate, absolutely. I said, if you can translate those into like a Twitch following, you're laughing. And he's like, yeah, but I get like a couple hundred views, you know, watching me when I'm doing like live streams on TikTok anyway. I'm like, fucking keep doing it, man. Seriously. It's
doing you.
So good. And then I said to him, I said, do you use like the app and everything on the PC and do that? And he goes, not one of those idiots who points my camera phone at the screen. I'm like, my man.
Even worse, you see the people on TikTok at the moment, they'll sit next to a mirror propped up to reflect their screen, and then they record themselves in the mirror. Fun times on TikTok gaming. It's rough out there.
So yeah, it was interesting. The other one was a family. There was a couple, like it was a couple families. Let's be honest. And there was one, like there was one older guy who was like looking at all this fandangled materials. And he's like, "What's the difference between this and the shit that we use like for making music?" I'm like, "Nothing. This shit's RGB and twice the price." I'm like, if you're old school and you understand like your mixers and your soundproofing and your microphones, you can get the exact same result for half the price. But this is just making it easy so anyone who's a streamer can just plug and play, basically.
Absolutely, that's exactly what Rhode's doing.
And it was literally, I swear, it was like the old man looked at his son who was like, "I fucking told you so." It was wild. And then there was another family, and they're like, the kid was like playing with the keyboard and stuff like that. He's like, oh, see, I need a keyboard like this. It needs to click like this. It needs to have the clicky sounds. And I said, oh yeah, what kind of games do you play? He's like, I play Valorant. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, so you're a serious gamer then? He goes, yeah, I'm a serious gamer. He's like, and then he goes, and then the mother pipes in. He's like, he keeps telling me that he needs a particular keyboard that has like these sort of these clicky sounds. Like, yeah, there's switches, the mechanical keyboards, better for gaming in general. And I explained, like, because then she goes, what's Valorant? And I my initial thought was, ask your fucking kid. He's obviously obsessed with it. Right, yeah. Listen to just talk to your kid. But no, I took the higher ground here, because then she followed up with, all I know is that they make music because I have to listen to it in the car ride.
He makes her listen to
the So I'm like, it's a team-based shooter. It's very competitive based, and it's very skill focused. 5v5s normally, and you have games like CS:GO where it's just straight up 5v5 shooter kind of concept, and then you have games like Valorant, same sort of thing, but with abilities, which adds another layer of gameplay. So you have to be pretty skilled for it. And I swear it was the opposite of the other fun. It was the kid look up at mum and go, I told you so.
She just needed to hear it from a grown-up.
So then she honestly, I think I was picking out his birthday present for him, because she was like, what's the deal between wireless versus wired, and like what kind of mouse is it? And I said, all right, with stuff like this where it's skill-based, your peripherals, you want them top of the line, because you want to have, if you
fucking just built that kid's Christmas list. Like, he's getting everything now.
I said to her, I said, it's skill based. So you don't, if you've got the skills, you want to make sure there's no piece of machine that's breaking you down. So you want cables and slow response times, like fast response time, sorry, to go with all that sort of stuff. And I was explaining all that, and she was like, oh yeah. And the kid's like, yeah.
Yeah. Keep talking, keep telling her.
And yeah, it was cool. And like, she's like, oh, so what do you do? And I'm like, well, I play games, obviously, lots of games, but I do a lot of things around in the gaming space. But and then the kid's like, are you good at Valorant? I said, hell no. I said, but I know how it works. That's the important thing. I know how it works. I just acknowledge that I am horrible at it. That's as simple as that. But I actually found that really rewarding. I could probably, honestly, if they had like an event like that and they asked me to do a whole day of labs, I'll do it.
I would do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think while you were doing that, though, I was just vibing somewhere, not having to do anything.
Yeah, you were actually. Yeah. No, you weren't there. It was just me. No, but like I said, the other creators were fucking awesome. So we like, so I just went out. To the front of because we're in a kind of a cubicle. It should have been out in the open a bit more, so people just sort of wander in and we can grab them.
Yeah.
But I had to go out and grab them from the main walkway and then pull them in and sort of go, hey man, you want to play with some very expensive gear?
A charity mugger that we're talking about.
Yeah, I was just thinking that right there.
Nice shoes there, mate. Have you heard about this streaming cult we got going on?
Just over here.
Actually, yeah, it was a lot like that. If anyone made eye contact, they're dead. They're coming in.
Suddenly they're on Twitch, streaming.
They're bitching about me on their podcast. But that's fine.
Yeah.
It was incredible. But yeah, we should before we get, because the next thing that comes up is, and this is where I took on too much. So that was all of Saturday morning until 1 p.m. and then we had a panel at 2. Yeah, so day 2, day one. So day 1, I was on a panel, but I wasn't running the panel, so it was not a very stressful experience, because it's I just got to show up and do my thing, which is easy. But day 2 was a panel. For Team OCE, for content creation in general, so not just live streaming, but the content creation of basically what it's like to be a content creator, because there's a lot of struggles in a lot of different aspects, right? Not just for streaming and gaming, but everything. So like, if you make music or do anything like that, it's like, it's all the same, right? There's all these struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. We came up with a concept and everything else, and I pitched it, and everything got cool, got signed off by DreamHack, which is cool. And then it sort of came to like the day before, a few days before, and the guys were like sort of going, got a plan? I'm like, we'll ask for questions. I've got some questions. There's a plan A, plan B, and a plan C. It's fine. We'll manage. And then they came out and they were announcing all their creators, which is cool. And they're doing all their sort of their hyping up part of it, and that was cool. And then they got to like announcing all the panels, and they didn't announce mine. I'm like, oh. That's awkward. I hope it's still going ahead, and I hope people know about it. But and this is where I suppose it's different to some of the other events that we've been to and done. I emailed them and I just asked them what's going on. They're like, "Oh yeah, we've made a mistake. We'll fix that." And they fixed it immediately. Like they hyped us up on Twitter. They hyped us up on Instagram. It's on everything. Like they just fucking tagged us everywhere and did everything properly, which was good. Great.
Yeah, they were very supportive
Which
of everything.
yeah, which honestly we don't get that. We don't get that at a lot of these other ones. So other events that we've been to. But yeah, so good turnout for the panel. Team OC showed up as well, which is always good.
We're all in the back rows. We're filling it up, and then you guys at the one point were like, "Hey, raise your hand if you're in Team OC." We're like, "Woo, yeah, we are."
Yeah, well, we'll get to that in a sec. I think we had close to 20 people from Team OC, which is huge, right? It's get 20 content creators from one team to go to one place at one time and like fucking pump each other up.
It wasn't even PAX. It was not even the.
Wasn't even PAX. It was bigger than PAX. We did bigger than PAX.
We did bigger than PAX.
And which was huge. We managed to basically fill out most of the panel area, which is nice. They had a couple of helpers there who were awesome. We probably could have put on more of a show, knowing what we know now. But given that we just wanted to keep it simple and get it done because it was the first panel for a few people and all that. Yeah, it was awesome. It was like I said, hey, I want to do this. They're like, cool, we can do that. Here's your mics. It's all set up. Here's your timing. Go for it. Well, it was professional. Is the best way to describe it. Like it was professional, and that was like the first thing I noticed when I did the first panel. I'm like, holy shit, these people know what they're doing. They're not fucking around. They got staged hands. They got fucking people there to sort shit out, and it works.
Any problem gets solved. They're on the radio. They're still doing everything.
There's no.
I lost my phone, and they helped me get it within like minutes.
It's not amateur hour. It's fucking pros, man. And it's so good to be like working in an event where they're professional. They know what they're doing. And it might not, and it could be an absolute shit show in the background, but we would never know because it was, for us, fantastic. No worries at all. It's great. And that's how it should be, right? So anyway, we did the Q&A thing where I had some questions and we asked for questions online. Didn't get any, but I pretended that we did, but we don't tell other people that. We just assume that, it was fun. And I said to the guy, because he's like, oh, we can run around and ask questions in the audience if there's questions. I said, you know what? I'm going to do that bit. Because I want to make it a very inclusive thing. And I spoke to one of the people from PAX about panels and what they sort of expect. And they want audience interaction. They want them to feel like they're in it. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. So instead of, us sitting up here and talking down to you, I went out to the crowd and just was hanging out in the crowd and talking to them with the microphone. And I feel like that was a more inclusive and sort of open things up, sort of bit of crowd work, as they call it, and get in there and sort of say, hey, what you doing? Ask questions and stuff just directly to them. And I think that worked really well. And I think the feedback was really well. And actually, there's some stuff that I can't quite talk about, but there's actually spun off from that panel, like brand stuff, which is like crazy. Because it turns out that a few of those people in the audience were A, professionals in the field, in the industry, and B, impressed with what we had to say. So there you go.
You guys were very organized. It seemed very polished. You seemed to know what you're talking about. You didn't seem unsure at all. And then I definitely didn't seem like a plant in the audience when I asked questions.
My favorite thing is when someone I recognize asks a question, I'd be like, hello, sir, I've never met. No, person I definitely don't know.
I was like, well, can you tell me what this Team OCE is?
So I had this idea, right? I'm like, if the whole fucking audience is Team OCE, we can do like a Truman Show bit. Right, this is what I was thinking about in the shower in the morning. I'm like,
oh no.
If there's like 3 normal people and then the rest of the audience is Team OCE, I'm just gonna get everyone to raise their hand that they're Team OCE, so the 3 other people feel like they're surrounded. And I did it, and it worked.
They definitely weren't surrounded.
That's mad.
There wasn't as like.
There was like 10 people in the chairs at the front, and then I said, raise your hand, and then the whole back row just puts their hand up.
Yeah, we're all cool. We sit in the back row, but there was actually quite a lot of people there watching you guys. Especially they were all in like the left seating, but we're all in the back right side and sitting together and just put up our hands. It was good.
It was really good. It was good. And look, I feel like the turnout is really owed to DreamHack and the way that they handled their announcing. Like Like we can get to a couple of things that need to be sorted out, but from a perspective of, do you know if something's happening at DreamHack? Yes, they just keep telling you that stuff is happening. It's like cosplay competitions on right now. We're having the finals and they're right now, and this is happening right now. And it's like their socials is just pumping the entire time, which is awesome. Isn't it how it should be, mind you? Because I remember. Like the first PAX, for example, there used to be like individual Twitter accounts that you have to follow to figure out what the hell's going on. So it's like there was a PAX lines account to tell you how big the lines are to get into each of the panels and stuff.
Yeah,
fuck all that. Get rid of that. Don't want any shit anymore. You know, the better planning gets rid of all that shit. So, so we wrapped up with that. That was cool. A couple of the guys had to split off. They were doing streaming stuff as well. We went and said hello to Game on Cancer, who we're raising money for currently, and you can still donating. You can still donate if you do !donate in the chat if you're watching live, or come see any of the streams. Honestly, donate some money to charity. Great charity cause for cancer research, and also they figured out Shelby's weakness. It's not Crane Games, but we should talk about that. But also, it's just any sort of competitive incentive, really.
Yes, I had a very different experience at DreamHack. Like, still positive, but obviously you were doing lots of professional stuff. But I went in there wanting to win something, right? I wanted to come home with some
a computer.
Sort of
No, I mean, well, yes, but no. It's
I realized like a lot of the stuff that I did over the weekend was play games, get involved in competitions, and force my friends to get involved in competitions, right?
We call them stonks. We call them Shelby stonks.
There are things that I did over the weekend that just became straight up memes. So I want to start with, I'll go back, right? I'll take you through. Friday, I knew that Intel was going to have a Crane game machine. Anyone who knows me knows that I am obsessed with claw machines. I don't know why. Something about it tickles my little rat brain. And I love claw machines. I have a big pile of plushies that we get from claw machines from like Melbourne Central and everywhere. Just because I see a claw machine and I just run towards it. It's a problem. Yes, I am poor now, but I like it. This claw machine was free. Friday was quite quiet. So the idea was that they have these custom Intel processor chip plushies called Chippies, which is funny because we have a cat named Chip. And, you know, last year when they had the exact same machine, I didn't win. And I only got to do it once. I went 6 times on the first day on Friday. I didn't win. Right?
It's not like she was gaming it though. They were double daring her to come back. They were like, "You can come back in an hour if you think you could win then."
At the 5th attempt, I think they felt bad for me because they're like, "We'll just give you one." And I said, "No, I have to fucking earn it. I can't be beaten by a claw machine. This is not how I operate." Anyway, so I think I made a bit of an impression on the Intel guys because they definitely remembered me the next day. But anyway,
my favorite part was when on the DreamHack Instagram on their stories that they were showing a guy winning a chippy. They're like, "Wow, another winner!" And as they see the claw going up and everything, in the background you could see Shelby shulking off again after another loss.
It's true. It was pretty bad. So they also had like 2 chippies in there that had like ribbons tied on them to win like a motherboard and a laptop. But I didn't give a shit about it. I just wanted to win a chippy, right? I wanted to get something. That's fine. There was also a company called Goat Club who are basically a gaming computer lottery website.
Yeah.
You sign up with a membership, you get put into raffles to win computers. They had a DreamHack exclusive raffle. You pay to win. You pay to put tickets in. I put tickets in. It's stonks. But there's also a bunch of other computers you get into the draw to win.
There was a good.
I got myself signed up. I got everyone signed up.
There was a good hour when Shelby's sitting there figuring out the space of this drum that's got all the entry tickets in it and being like, "There's not that many entries, and if I spend X amount of money, then I can get X amount of entries, which has the odds of doing this." And we're like, "It's pay to win. You're going to buy a heap of tickets because there's no tickets in the drum. It's stonks."
You get a maximum of 5 tickets, so you know my odds were the same as anybody else's. So,
but no one was paying to win because it wasn't free. There was bugger all entries, so stonks.
Yeah. So I paid to go into that. Then I would check on my computer that I assumed was my computer that I would win like every 30 minutes or so. I would go back and look at it, stroke it lovingly, stare at it through the glass. I think they started to get really concerned. They also said that I was selling more tickets than they were, which is true. I was. Then there was Game on Cancer. Game on Cancer had a little tiny booth. It was just 2 trestle tables out the front. They had a little iPad game. I can't remember what the game is, but you had to like travel as far distance as you can while slingshotting around different colored circles, and you know,
it looked like a typical mobile game. Is what it looked like.
You had to practice at it if you wanted to get good at it, right? But some people were practicing for free by downloading the app on their phones. No, I practiced by paying them $10 every 10 tries to meet them.
So we were getting ready for a meetup, and like I'm like, okay, meet us here, and we were like waiting 10 minutes, and like no one showed up. I'm like, where is everybody? And they're like, Shelby's still at Game on Cancer. So we all went to Game on Cancer.
Yeah.
And they got a bit intimidated by the entire of Team OCE rocking up and surrounding them. But really, we were coming to see what the fuck Shelby's spending all her money on.
Right? And like everyone is like laughing at it and everything like that. And I throw off my lanyard, I throw my handbag, I take off my jacket. Everyone's like, "Oh, she's getting serious."
Someone's like, "She's wearing training gear. She's got the weighted gear. Look out!" And someone's like, "Her power level's over 9,000."
I was like, this is the true esports right here. I'm on my knees in front of this table concentrating. They took a group photo of Team OCE.
Game on Cancer was the hottest table in all of DreamHack. Who cares what's going on in the stadium at this point? It was all about Shelby going into beast mode.
A shit about the DreamHack wheel spin. I was going beast mode because I wanted a quadcast microphone. But it was for charity. I can always rationalize things better when it's for charity. Because even Goat Club, they donate to charity with like money from their lottos. Not all of it, obviously.
It's definitely not that you have a competitive streak and you want to win.
I definitely have a competitive something deep inside of me is fucking broken where I just have to win. Okay, it's a problem.
It's a fire that ignites.
It is. I am powered by spite. It's spite towards my own failures. I don't want to lose.
And I just want to point out, while all this heated action is going on, there's like just kids rocking up with headphones on, just sitting there going, "Yeah, I just doubled your score."
I got to 77, so I was in 4th place by the time we left. So it means I didn't win, which is fine. We spent $50, and I didn't participate the next day. But
we went back the next day, and they're like, some kid's done 170. Like,
I watched him do it. I fucking watched him do it. It was wild, but we definitely made an impression on them. They will not.
We did.
Anytime soon,
I mean, we're working with them for the next month, raising money anyway. So it was really cool to make that cool connection and have that memory that will be with us forever.
And then they know me now as that person.
That person. You know what? You should do a full stream of playing that game and only that game.
For charity.
It'd be like when you hit 180, you just clip it, send it to them. It's like, "Where's my quadcast?"
Yeah. As much as I was focused on games, there is one that a lot of people were really into that I wasn't. So last year they had a wheel spin treasure hunt at DreamHack. We did it last year where you run around and you scan all these QR codes, you solve riddles and you collect them, and then you trade them in to do wheel spins. There's enough usually to get like 5 wheel spins, but by the time we got in line and got to the front of the line last year at DreamHack, they were like, you can only do 1 spin, despite the fact that we did all the work to get a lot.
Yeah.
And we lost. We didn't get anything. There are big prizes. There's like roadcasters, road microphones, everything, like big monitors, computers, whatever. But the lines, insane. Same thing happened this year. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do the.
When we say insane, like 3-hour wait. Insane.
3-hour wait.
What?
They have somebody at the end of the line with a sign that says, "This is the end of the line," because you couldn't fucking figure it out.
I unintentionally walked out and I saw the end of the line. You're fucking joking, right? And then the guy's like, "Nope." And I'm like, "Oh, I wasn't actually talking to you. I'm sorry."
They sped things up because they had 2 wheels this year. And like, power to the people who want to sit in lines, but we're also quite busy at these events, right? We got things to do, places to go.
Well, the rumor has it the winning ratio was high. Like, you could win gear. They did
run out of prizes on the second day.
So, like, again, I mean, if you're there to win something, the best odd game is the one that has the longest line, probably. So, okay, I understand. But also, I don't have that kind of time. I kind of feel like it's kind of a waste to make someone spend 3 hours of their con sitting in a line. Like, surely there's a way to make that go faster.
I'm not all about lines at all. But I did go around and I figured out every other booth, like all the Umart and like all the gaming computer places, all of their giveaways. So by the last day, I knew what my schedule would be by the time closing would happen, where I would be, what prizes were being announced. So I did walk away with a bag of free stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and you even signed up for Goat Club, which the annoying thing is with Goat Club, and I do like them, but I signed up on the first day, and I didn't get anything for signing up.
Listen, hang on. You're skipping a day, all right? But you're skipping a day because we're keeping an order here. This is what I'm talking about. You can't jump around because
I'm just talking about the prize stuff.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, the simple thing is that Shelby signed up day one. It was the #1 fan service going around going, this is the great thing. You guys are silly not buying tickets. Right? Then so I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy tickets on the last day. And they're like, well, because you brought tickets, you can have a prize. Do you want we've got a beanie, a hoodie, Death Adder, Razor mouse. I'm like,
you got fucking mouse.
I'll have
a fucking mouse.
I'll have a Death Adder Razor mouse. And then my mate signed up and they're like, do you want a Death Adder Razor mouse as well? He's like, sure, why not? It's a $90 mouse. I'm like, fucking oath.
It's fine. I don't need a new mouse, but I was like, dang it, I could have. Yeah, I could have got something, but it's fine.
It's funny. It's funny, is what
anyway,
it is.
I'll let you continue because we'll talk about the end of day freebies.
Yeah, so we're going to finish off day 2, which was after Shelby gave $50 plus to Game On Cancer to a great cause at cancer. Definitely not through trying to win anything. We went and had our Team OC meetup, which is again probably the biggest we've ever had. A lot of fresh faces and a lot of great people to chat to. A particular highlight, Pog, who a friend of ours who was on the panel and everything, was streaming, and he didn't know what to stream from the event, just wanted to do something different. So we invited other creators to come sit down with him, and he would interview them essentially while drawing them in Paint, like the program Paint. And it was awful, but it was great. Like I think he left a lasting impression with everyone involved. So it was
absolutely, yes.
It was a good idea. I know that McDora in my community made the comment that I should do Solitaire. Someone else did that, and it went off. Like it was one of the most popular streams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everyone's like, who the fuck's doing Solitaire from DreamHack?
Why not?
So you had to work with what you got. And
it was a good idea, but somebody else got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went ahead and meet up, and then we went to Storyville, which is a fantasy bar that's here in Melbourne, where you can get some fucking weird ass drinks at a very high price. But it was very cool. It was for example, I got Aladdin's lamp, and it was Aladdin's lamp. Like they brought out an actual lamp that I had to rub, and then you pour out.
You didn't have to rub it. I just want to point that out. You didn't have to rub it.
I rubbed it.
Yeah, you have to.
I rubbed it a lot.
No, you didn't have to rub it. It wasn't like there's a special valve if you rub it and heat it up, like it opens to get your drink.
You don't know that.
You rubbed it for fun.
I can tell you don't know that because every time I poured it, I rubbed it. Okay, so it's
you just can't help yourself. You just want to rub it.
It's it had like the goblet of fire, which came out on fire, and then they like sprayed cinnamon on it, make it burst into flames and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's some fucking
mystery teapot because it was a Alice in Wonderland cocktail where it was like we don't know what's in it because it's a mystery. You go down the rabbit hole, but it's in a teapot. So here you go. So I ordered the teapot. It was I still don't know what the fuck I drank, but it gave me serious heartburn, so I went home. I also had a Queen Bee cocktail, which was nice too. That came with chocolate honeycomb,
and it was like full gold glitter all the way through it and stuff like that.
It was
every single
like
drink was elaborate and just crazy.
You pay for presentation, absolutely.
You could buy like drinks that serve four for like $180, and they like came out in huge cauldrons and stuff. Like it was very cool, and we knew about it. We've never been able to get in there and do that, so it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. So we did that, which is that was a sort of our friends' drinks, if you like. And then Glitch Nightclub had an after party.
This is the part I don't know what happened because I went home. So
well, for those who are familiar with Glitch, it's the same place where I got into a fight with the Simpsons man.
The Simpsons man. I like how vague that is.
I like keeping it vague.
Speed runner of Hitman, Hit
and Run.
Simpsons Hit and Run. The #1 speed runner, and I have footage of you drunkenly having an arm wrestle with him because he's your nemesis on your
possibly, maybe. I know we might become lovers still. We'll see.
Enemies to lovers. It's fine. I'll allow it.
But yeah, it wasn't as big a turnout. I think a lot of because DreamHack technically doesn't really finish. Like CS:GO goes to like 1 or 2 in the morning, and they have like the BYO computer LAN happening the whole time, and like have music acts and stuff like that throughout the night and whatever. So it's sort of like there's no official end time, so there's no official after party really. It's just people who are done with the event for the day and go in source of shenanigans. We'll head out to that. And look, we went to Glitch. It was fine. Wasn't a huge turnout. Got some beers and stuff like that, and continued some drinking, which was cool. We got up. They were like, when there's enough people here, we'll open upstairs. And so then, as soon as we got there, they're like, oh, we'll open upstairs now. And we went up top. And I kid you not, this is how the turn of events went. I went, fuck, I'm hungry, man. We might have to go get food. And then we sat down, and there was like a menu on the table that has food on it. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this place has got food. Went up to the bar, and we were like, hey man, can we order some food? And they're like, kitchen's not open yet. We might open upstairs. It just sort of depends how many people want food. Right. And then we're like, well, look at all of us. Surely, gonna open. Like, oh, we'll get back to you. And then like we waited like 15, 20 minutes. And then we went to ask again. And like, yeah, okay, we're gonna open up the kitchen and stuff like that. So there's food. Everyone was ordering food. I get up there and they're like, kitchen's closed. I'm like, why? Like, too many people ordering food. I'm like, what? Make your fucking mind up. Is it that there's not enough people for food, or is it there's too many?
That's fine.
So then I literally was like, you cunts took all my food.
Was there any of your friends who got the food?
Yeah, all of us. We were the ones who opened and closed the kitchen simultaneously.
That's kind of fucked. Honestly, my personal hatred of like any bar or club or anything, if you don't serve food like consistently, I don't like your club. I'm sorry. I don't think people should ever drink on an empty stomach, and places that, like, not saying names, GG easy, not serving food and people drinking on empty stomachs. I hate it.
So anyway, I drank on an empty stomach.
Yeah, not a good idea.
No, it was fun. And look, from a shenanigans point of view, it was a fairly tame night. I met a lot of new people, as I do. There was a couple times I was hanging out with Game Train for a bit, having some drinks and stuff like that. And then some guy came up and was like, are you Ice Mountain? To Game Train. I'm like, yes, that's Ice Mountain. How'd you spot him? And he's and Game Train's what? It's like, can I get a photo with you? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. No. Get a photo with him. Jumps in and he's like, getting a photo with him. And Game Train's like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And he goes, do you know who I am? Like, he goes to me, and I'm like, nah, man. He's like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm Zombies. I don't even care. Do you want a photo? And he takes a photo with me as well. And I'm like, what the? Okay. And then this other guy comes up, right? Comes up and starts shaking Jury's hand. And it was like, he's like, we don't know it. No one knows anyone, right? And this is the first time Jury joined Team OCE. This is the first time he's come out for Team OCE shenanigans, right? He's shaking Jury's hand and he's not letting go. No, it was a Jury or Pog? No, it was Pog. He's shaking Pog's hand. And then he goes, I'm not going to stop shaking this hand, but then I'm going to show your friend a photo of a shirt that I'm not allowed to wear, and then it's going to make you stop shaking my hand. And then he showed me this picture of him wearing a shirt that says, I like to come in my bro. And I'm like, that's amazing. I said to Pog, you're going to love this shirt. And
my God.
He turns it around, and as soon as Pog reads it, he's like, oh, no, thank you. And then he goes, Shelby's got to love this, all right? So then he goes to me, he goes, oh, man, I was wingmanning. I got two friends named George, both George. And he said, I took them over to this table, and, like, I sat them down in the corner, George, and it was, like, 4 girls. And he says, I blinked my eye, and the girls had left. He's like, they are the most impossible people to hook them up with anybody. And I'm like, oh, really? That's interesting. I said, we've got Kamikaze over here. Kamikaze's got no bitches. And he goes, who's Kamikaze? He said, it's a redhead over here. We looked up his YouTube stats, right? And he's a pretty big YouTuber, right? He has less than 1% female audience.
No, I feel like we should give some context, but I actually, look, I was really drunk when I just started telling Kamikaze that he had no bitches, and I can't remember what spurned that, because checking his YouTube stats happened after I told him he had no bitches. It just confirmed he had no bitches. But so for some reason, I was convinced he had no bitches, and it's carried on. So go on. I want to hear how it lived on.
Mind you, all right, Shelby's tanked the night before, and she's like in his Discord posting memes about how he has no bitches, and everyone agreed.
Look, I wasn't even a member of his Discord. I joined his Discord, immediately posted in general chat that he has no bitches. It was great.
So then this is where my genius comes in, right? So then I'm chatting with complete stranger, mind you, never met him. Just just some guy who has a weird shirt, and he goes to me. He goes, "Oh, so who's Kamikaze?" I'm like, "This guy over here." He's like, "He's got no bitches. He's he's a YouTuber, and we found out that no women watch him at all." He's like, "Oh, okay." He said, I got this. And like, he just ran off. Like, he did like a wide around the bar, came up behind. He's like, "Oh my God, are you Kamikaze? I know you from YouTube." And Cammy's like, "What?" And he's like, "I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan, Cammy. Oh my God."
Hyping him up, like gassing him up to get him a woman.
Gassing him up.
Everyone's like looking around like, who set this up? Who did this? I was up for mayhem at that point. So it was,
this is what you get up to when I'm not around.
he eventually figured it out. But I think the best moment was when I look over and it was George, Cammy, and George, the three no bitches, standing there chatting. No. So it was fun. It was good. It wasn't as packed as maybe as I'd like how after Game Expo it was like happening. It was like the place to be. It wasn't like that. And I think by 1 a.m. the guys were like, "We want karaoke." And I'm like, "Well, every karaoke place I know is about to close, so I can't help you with that." And then they went looking for karaoke. Actually, I'm not even sure what happened because they sent me a vague message saying they paid $25 to get into a club and it was a mistake. And where's KFC? And then I'm like, "Well, KFC's in Crown near you." So, and then there's a picture of them half drunk in a hotel room eating KFC. So I assume that's how the night went. But I wasn't there.
They succeeded in their mission to some degree.
I was so cooked from eating nothing but chips all day, basically, and lots of alcohol that I'm like, I need a McDonald's and I need it now. But I also need to get home because I need to go to DreamHack again the next morning. So I was like trying to figure out a way to get home, get food, and get home and fed and slept as quick as possible, and as quickest way possible. And so I ended up catching an Uber, and while in the Uber coming home, I ordered McDonald's to meet me at the house. I'm like, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, right? Probably spending way too much money at 3 a.m., but that's fine. Whatever. I need the McDonald's to soak up the alcohol. I get to the house, and I'm like, oh, McDonald's is like 2 minutes away. It's going to be sweet. And then waiting, and then I look, and it's like 10 minutes away. And then I'm watching the car drive in the opposite direction. I'm like, the fuck's my McDonald's going? And he just left. He just fucking left. He just drove out of Melbourne. He just kept going. So then I had to ring them up, and I'm like, "Hey, man, they picked up my order, but he's not coming to my house." And like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "He's accepted the order, but he's not doing it." And they're like, "You called the wrong number." I'm like, "Wow, this is 3 a.m. I'm drunk. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I just want my McDonald's." So anyway, I eventually got the right number, and I'm just like, just cancel it. And then the only thing I had was like some chocolate custard in the fridge. I ate that, went to sleep. It was just like...
Frankly, I'll have to say, honestly, with the whole thing where Uber drivers or DoorDash drivers picking up the food and then just driving in circles so they don't deliver it to you, that's because you're the last order they picked up at night. They want dinner. They're like, "This looks good. I'm just gonna drive around until they cancel and take his food and go home." And then I'll give some excuse about how my GPS was fucked.
What it looked like was that he was like running multiple apps and he like accepted multiple orders and he was just doing other people's orders while I was waiting for mine.
I mean, it's possible. Well, yeah, he really wanted you to cancel and wanted your fucking drunk food.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure the conversation I had with the nice lady at 3 a.m. was not nice. So
I was half asleep because I was in bed.
Look, we don't need to repeat what was said. It was.
No, I just want to say, you really wanted your McDonald's because it sounded like you were about to cry.
I was crying.
That would have been me. That would have been me. Totally.
It's that frustration cry of just
I am so close. It was 2 minutes away according to the app when I got here. You know, I was already like mentally eating my McDonald's and then it drove away. Oh. Like it all had a happy ending because what I did was I passed the fuck out, had an awful night's sleep, woke up and ordered McDonald's.
Yeah, I got out of the shower and he's like, "Oh, McDonald's." There was like 4 sausage McMuffins.
I opened up like Uber Eats and I hit McDonald's and it's like breakfast pack. I'm like, yes, that'll do.
He's like, "Take whatever you want." I'm like, "Well, I don't really eat much of this."
Bring me a big bag of McDonald's. I've got a big day ahead of me.
I'll take the orange juice. Yeah, it was wild. But I was very refreshed today because I obviously didn't go out very much last night. So I was
okay, yeah, all right. And look, you know, there's a few people that went down that route. They're like, "Hey, you know, I'm not going to be silly. I'm just going to have a big sleep and a rest, and then turn up at a reasonable time and be smart about it." Not me. Nah, I'm just trying to fucking just Crash.
You're living life.
Living life.
You're living.
I'm living something. But anyway, yeah, so after having some McDonald's, we start day 3 of DreamHack, which I think last year we only went for 1 day. So taking
we
on
went for even just a few hours. Like we
oh,
didn't do a
it
full
clashed with Alchemy's game show that he was coding.
That's right.
Yeah, so we had to do like a half day run around and then did the Alchemy thing, which was cool. Anyway, Alchemy is actually going front page of Twitch again for Creative Week. So
amazing.
Keep an eye on that. Yeah, so day 3. So we started off stream. I thought about so it's weird when you have to use someone else's PC and there's nothing set up. You think about all the shit that you have set up on your PC and like having to do that and stream immediately. It's quite a bit of work.
It's like using a shower in a hotel.
So what? No, it's not.
You know how like you know your shower, you know exactly where to turn the little knob to get the exact temperature.
I'm sorry,
you
Shelby, but
want.
a shower is you turn a knob and water comes out of a hole.
No, it's not that easy. I'm just saying sometimes people have fucked up showers and you get in their shower and they're like, don't turn it too far to the left, otherwise you're gonna get burnt. And don't turn it to like even like 1 inch to the right, otherwise it's gonna be too cold. You know, I'm just saying. It doesn't feel right.
So like I basically built an IKEA kit for my stream, right? Because everything's like web sources and from different websites and all that sort of stuff. It was like step 1, take these sources, create them here. Step 2, create these sources, put them there. Step 3, da da da. So I just got as soon as I got into the building, I said I laid a game on cancer. I said we'll see you later to spend more money. And then we went in and I set up my stream and I just kept building it all up, blah blah blah, plugged it all in, got everything working. I'd helped like the previous couple of days with them setting up their stream, so I sort of had an idea of what to do anyway, which is one up on everyone else because there were some other creators who sat down and said, I don't know how any of this works. Yeah, so I know things like, you know, bring your stream key and bring some assets that, you know, you can't live without and stuff like that, so you have something. And anyway, I didn't want to bother with like signing into my Steam and whatever and downloading games or doing any of that bullshit. Didn't bother with any of that. I was just like, I'm going to play something simple, not solitaire. I'm going to play Donkey Kong Country 2. I know it like the back of my hand. I'm really good at the game. It's going to be smooth sailing, and and then that way I can just sort of talk to chat at the same time. And I'll chuck it up on my screen because every creator had a screen up above them as well, so I could show off my gameplay and stuff like that. And they put me, I kid you not, they put me directly across from the monster stand where they had a guy there who was speedrunning into Mario 64. So it was like on one side they had Mario 64 and the other side they had Donkey Kong Country 2 amongst like 2 other people playing Fortnite or whatever. But it was like, the thing was, okay, I'm very good at the first half of Donkey Kong Country 2 because I've played it many times.
Yep.
Once I got past that, I started to die a lot. Like a lot, and getting game over screens. And as Shelby adequately pointed out in my chat, how embarrassing to get game overs at DreamHack.
Yep.
It's like, goddamn. It's like, goddamn. It's like, all my friends from Monster are watching.
You actually performed better after I handed you a monster. I just want to point that out.
But yeah, I was like, I'm going to chug this monster. I'm going to do my best. I still lost.
I like to point out they were out of sugar-free monsters, so I had to go up to the secret stash in the creator lounge to get the sugar.
And it was like, oh, man, I was like, and then because of one spot, there was one particular spot, and I just kept dying on it over and over and over and over again. And it was awful. And then I was like hyping it up, and I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is the one. And then I got past that bit, and I'm like, yes, and died immediately. And I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, all right, that's whatever. You know, it was good to be different, I think. And to Pog's point, when Pog was doing his thing where he was painting people in paint, it was better than playing the preloaded Fortnite, Fall Guys, Overwatch, you know, same shit, really. It's like, I'm like, I don't want to do any of that. I want to do something different. I want to do something that's me, and playing Donkey Kong was me. Failing at Donkey Kong, I guess, is me as well now. So that's it.
Yep.
We switched to Mario Kart, which I started off really strong, and then it was awful as well. So I got really stuck on this flower cup. But it was done. And I got to say, I'm not gonna. You can go back and listen to the PAX episodes and stuff like that. But like the way that they did their streaming setup versus this, my God, these guys were just like They were basically so helpful. It was annoying. Like they'll come up. It's like, man, if you need anything, if you got any problems, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Seriously, I'm good.
They were
Leave me
really
alone.
nice,
It's
yeah.
good. I'm good. You help someone else. Help someone else. I'm good. Don't worry about it. Like they were checking on you and making sure everything's cool and all that sort of stuff. And like, yes, I could see other creators were having troubles and maybe weren't having the best experience and whatever. But that is the experience that you learn from. And the reason that I was so overly prepared is because I went to PAX and had that awful experience. And now I know what to look out for. I do need to stop going first on a Sunday morning, though. We have done it at every event, and it's always seedy. Probably the best word.
It's crunchy.
Crunchy, yeah.
Very crunchy.
I think if I didn't get that McDonald's, it would have been non-existent.
Even more crunchy.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was a really positive thing. And this look, this is the next little bit I want to talk about. A little bit unexpected, but a friend of mine, and when I say friend of mine, we played video games and he helped me create ZombiesLvBacon 10 years ago plus.
10, 15 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. He moved to Australia yesterday and he came to DreamHack to catch up, to meet me. He doesn't even own any furniture yet.
They've never met as well.
We've never met. He just moved to Australia, messaged me on Facebook. He's like, man, I see you at like fucking DreamHack. Can I come?
We got free tickets.
And I'm like, don't buy a ticket, man. I've got so many free tickets. Please come. Let's go. And he just it was like we haven't spoken really for ages, and he just came in and like it was like we're still playing Black Ops, you know, like I mean Black Ops 1. Yeah. So then we went. So I was done. Like I'd done my content stuff for the day. I wanted to check in on a few friends and just make sure that they were having as good an experience as I was. Particularly the ones that were like streaming and stuff like that, because you know, like I said, I've seen other people were struggling, and I'd managed to make it through pretty scot-free. So I'm going to make sure other people are having the same experience. And I took my friend around who was brand new to Australia and got him some free shit from the booths and stuff like that.
He was really nice. Yeah, we made good buddies, and
yeah,
I guess that leads us into the topic of free shit and like that. So obviously we mentioned we got him to sign up for Goat Club, so he immediately got a free mouse. Bastard.
He agreed that it was stonks, by the way.
It was stonks, definitely stonks. Swag. So I'd actually been I approached Intel that morning, being like, "Hey, I really like the desk mats you guys have. You know, on all the streamer booths, they had some really cool Intel artwork desk mats, because Intel did like a range where they brought in a bunch of artists to do really cool artwork and make like big mouse pads.
They were really cool. Yeah,
they were really cool, and I was like, man, I like these. What are the chances of like how to get one of these? How do I get one? They're like, okay, come back and talk to my boss. So come back later, talk to somebody else, and they're just like, well, we're going to start tearing down the bring your own computer area at 3 o'clock, and they all have them, so we're gonna start like probably giving away a few of them. And they actually saved me one. They kept me one in and handed it to me and thought about me, which was really sweet of them. But I think they also partly felt sorry for me after my long stints in line to play the Crane game the day before. So, I mean, the 2 days before. So I think they definitely remembered me. But it was very nice of them. So I have this really cool desk mat now that has been used at DreamHack, but like now is mine. And it's a huge 1 meter wide artwork. So that was cool. And then we started getting other Intel free stuff. We got pins, we got bags of stuff, we got bandanas and gamer sleeves. You know, when you put a sleeve for your gaming, you got to put it on and then you're a gamer.
I didn't know that, but apparently, yeah.
Apparently, I've never anticipated having one of those before in my life. You know, and the sort of like laptop sleeves and stuff like that. So that was cool. You had to play rock, paper, scissors to win stuff. I lost.
He came up to us. He's like, "Hey man, would you like an Intel?" I'm like, "Intel?" He's like, "Bandana?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'll take it.
Then I was asking, you know, I asked MSI, I'm like, when are you guys giving away these like dragon plushies? They're like, come at 3 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, cool. And you know, asking everyone.
We were past the monster thing. They're like, we're going home early, and they just open the fridge. It's like, take as much as you can carry.
True, actually, because I did see some people have been posting on Twitter. They actually took full package slabs. Like
they just gave it all away.
They've set, yeah. So Monster just gave everything away. not they shouldn't get anything. Give anything.
Can
more
we
to
just,
Biggie. I hope
just
that
hang on? Can we just put a pin in this, right? I just want to paint a picture because this is Monster, and like you know they're big when you walk past the car park and there is Monster branded sports cars and fucking trucks and like it's half a car park's Monster, right?
They also used the event, I think, partly as like a conferencing point because there was a meeting upstairs that was a Monster Energy conference.
Their booth was walk up, just get Monster shit. They give you free Monsters whenever you want them. Just walk up, ask one, they give you one. Keychains, stickers, whatever you want. You can get your hair cut. They had 2 barbers there to give you a haircut. They had a live streaming booth that looked like a DJ booth. They had huge vertical screens there. They had like a little lounge where you could sit down, play Switch, play Mario Kart, stuff like that. And they had 2 like motorcycle arcade machines. That was just Monster. Only Monster. That was their little corner. That's it.
The big glowing green thing in the middle of the
way to just make a spot, you know, and say this is the Monster Expo in the corner, and then DreamHack's around it, you know.
And everyone was drinking Monster all weekend. It was pretty wild. So that was a cool, definite place for free stuff.
Yeah. So it basically, Shelby went around, asked everyone when they're giving away their free shit, and set like a timetable. It's like, okay, well, this is how we win stuff here. This is how we win stuff here. This is how we win stuff here. And mind you, the timetable basically read at 3 o'clock we can win a computer, at 3:30 we can win a computer, at 4 o'clock we can win a computer, at 4, you know, and that was the schedule. And my mate, who's obviously fresh off the plane, was like, man, I really need a computer.
he was on board. Me and him were following around, getting all the stuff, signing up, and then like we got like the dragon little plushie from MSI and a bunch of other little things and stickers and stuff. And there's still obviously more draws to come online for like computers and shit. But it was good. So I definitely walked away with a swag bag, which I'll post about. But
and 0 computers.
Yet. There's still more to be drawn.
Just give up.
No, I will not give up. I need a computer. I'm speaking out into the world. I'm manifesting.
Manifesting a new computer.
I'm manifesting.
I'm manifesting you getting a new computer and me getting a hand-me-down.
Yes, particularly because Go Club, who we signed up with, had some really cool builds there. They had some waifu builds. Like they said they had like pink in them and like white and black, and they were like waifu, and you know. And I was like, this is speaking my language. It has 15 fans in it. So I bet when you start it up, it sounds like a plane taking off. So I'm excited. I hope I win.
I definitely wanted a waifu computer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
they look good.
it's some of the computers and stuff. It's like even some of the streaming ones. They like it was one of them. The front of the case is another screen. So it's like
Aftershock provided some. PC Gaze Gear provided some of them.
pretty much any major PC vendor are there. And when I say it's a PC expo, there's no Xbox. Even though Xbox were there, but like they don't have a vendor. Like they're not got a thing. They're just chilling. You know, they're coming to support the industry like everyone else. Like Ubisoft was there, 2K was there. I saw EA was there. All the community managers and stuff like that are there because it's a big event. But they don't have stands. The only stands there are, and I kid you not, every fucking stand was, here's a $4,000 computer, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000, $15,000. Here's some fucking 42-inch 4K monitors that you can buy.
Curvy monitors.
And I kid you not, we said this guy's, I'm like, that's fucking sick. Look at the size of that TV monitor. And the guy's like, yeah, it's awesome, right? I said, yeah, we know someone this is perfect for. And he would surround it with smaller monitors. No, he's like, it's like how? And he's like, well, you know, he doesn't have like a wife and kids, and you know, so his monitors are his children. He's like, and he goes, he goes, I don't have that luxury.
And I was like, look, it really sums this person up when you can say that he's into keyboards, and we all know how expensive being into keyboards is. So
it was, and like that's so every PC vendor's there. Intel sponsored it, and which meant that most of the big builds also had, like some of them had like NVIDIA 4090s and 4080s, because I mean, that's a flex, right?
Yeah.
But everything else had ARC graphics cards in there.
Intel graphics cards, which was interesting.
Actually, you know, and like, I'm not big on like selling out or anything, but there was a lot of selling out, obviously, on these ARC graphics cards from people that were, you know, invited to look at them, test them, you know, sponsored by blah, 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 all that stuff. Playing on these machines and like just talking to people and stuff there and like seeing them operating and working and all that sort of stuff kind of sold them for me. Like it was working. Their marketing, however much they spend on it, was working. Like to me, from just seeing that, is like if I was building a powerful PC and went for a high end ARC GPU over an NVIDIA GPU, yes, I would consider it now. I wouldn't have before the weekend. I would have just stuck with what I know, but now I know more.
I'm very susceptible to marketing, so everything worked.
I gotta say,
especially give me some stickers, keychain. I'm in.
The marketing of everything marketing from DreamHack worked really well, actually.
Yeah,
I want a cool computer. I want a curved monitor. I want it all. I want it all
I
now.
think it definitely
Give it
was
to me.
like there was also some stuff when you can say like our personal marketing worked well, like Team OC's marketing worked well. Everyone like showing up together and a united.
The
front, that all
important
worked
thing,
well.
I think the important thing with the Team OC stuff was that we turned up and we did shit. Like we're not the kind of people that go, I just want free shit. I want a free ticket to the event and stuff like that. No. Turned up. You know, there was every single day there was a Team OC member streaming or in the lab or doing a panel, multiple panels, stuff happening all the time. And you know, doing stuff has, you know, it pays off. It does stuff. Like I didn't see a single other stream team or content creation team out there spruiking and repping the hashtags and making content and doing any of that stuff. There wasn't a single other one there. So
just you guys, Team OC sweep. That's what that
yeah,
is.
and like there's obviously, and probably the more important thing is when it gets to the end of the day after we didn't win any computers, and everything else sort of wraps up. I said we have to go actually look at the esports now. Because it is an esports event. We did like we did poke our head in things and took pictures and stuff like that, and we'll put stuff up on socials and people can check it out. It's all kind of cool. But I'm like, it's the finals for the CS:GO. Let's go see this. And I put up a couple pictures. I put a picture on Twitter, but it was at Margaret Court Arena. It took up half of Margaret Court Arena, and it was full. Like it was people everywhere. And not only were there people in there, and this is you got to keep in mind, we brought my Kiwi friend in here with us. First day in Australia, and he's come in, and I kid you not, we sit down. There was a couple games popping off, and it was almost like on cue. You just hear, "You are a wanker, you are a wanker," and then shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up.
That's what's bad. It was wild. And then there's a guy doing an energy drink shoey in the audience.
Yes.
And that is Melbourne esports, I guess.
And I'm like, this is where the like people don't get it, right? Because it's weird. It's not weird. It's surreal to go walk into a stadium that normally has world-class tennis players and snobs in there, let's be honest. And you just have fucking gamers shoulder to shoulder cheering on 5 gamers versus 5 gamers on a stage with cameras. They had a fucking drone flying around for some reason, taking shots. They had full commentators. It's all professional. It's set up. It's professional. It's not a joke. It's not like when your parents say gaming won't come with anything. It's the fuck you, parents. Look at this shit. This is bigger than whatever you give a shit about. You know, it's big. And people don't understand how big it is until you get in there and you see all these people. And it's not, no one's going at each other's throat. It's a unified, everyone's having a great fucking time. How cool is this? And it's very rare that you will walk into a packed house of everyone just having a great fucking time. And DreamHack's the only place I've ever seen it, ever, in that capacity. And like we didn't spend long. We just watched the first half of the finals. And it's just, yeah, it's incredible. It's a very surreal experience to see the setup and the way that they run it is like a professional sports thing. I've seen, actually, you know what? I've been to footy games that are worse organized than that. You know, it's done to legit S-class stuff. And it's, I think the important thing is to get the 60 plus creators and friends to go there and fucking share that knowledge of, hey, you know, for $40, I can take your kid that spends too long playing games and I can show him that there's entire stadiums full of people like him. And that, I think, is worth everything. And that's why it's really important to, like, DreamHack is separate from PAX and separate from every other con and stuff like that. That's where it shines because it's like, you're not alone in enjoying this video game. Not only that, if you're really good at it, people will celebrate you playing that fucking game. And that is huge. So, yeah, it was really important to go and see that combination of it. And like, it's not just CSGO. They do like League of Legends. And, you know, in previous years, they've had things like Rainbow Six and stuff like that. And it's a really surreal experience.
And the fighting tournaments. Whew.
Yeah, god damn.
That last one, that one we were watching, oh man, that
was the grand final. That was the Tekken 7 grand final for Couch Warriors. And like,
Oh, really?
yeah, and if you are ever into fighting games, look up
I used to
Couch
love that
Warriors.
game.
Couch Warriors, man, they are the consistency, man. They turn up at every event, they sort them shit out, they look after themselves, and they just put on. And it's like, it makes me never want to play fighters ever again because I know that I'm absolutely garbage compared to these people because they're just like god tier and they'll be
The
fighting.
reality check, right?
They're fighting and it's like he's down to 1 HP and I'm like, oh, it's over. And everyone's like, oh fuck, oh he's coming back, look out. I'm like, he's got 1 HP. What's he gonna do? No, they fucking come back from nothing, man. If they get their combo string going or they get their rage built up, it's like, what the fuck? It was crazy. It was fucking crazy watching them go. And I was chatting to one of the guys who runs Couch Warriors because we've got a mutual thing going on. And I said, you guys are like right in the thick of the expo. And he's like, yeah, I've been telling him for ages, put us where people can see us and we'll fucking entertain them. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's like, because last time they were like away in the back corner of one of the stages and stuff like that. This time, like front and center. And if people walk past and go, whoa. It's just like that, and they smashed it out of the park. It was really cool. It was really cool to see. And I think there needs to be a little bit more credit placed to the DreamHack crew because what was pitched and what we went to, and it was like 6 months ago because it was the back end of last year. So they moved it forward to be further away from PAX and at a different time that sort of suits everything else going on because DreamHack is an international event. That's in many countries. And in that time, they went from this huge esports event with, an expo side hustle, creators and stuff like that to even more music, even more panels, so many more creators, much better layout, much more open area, much more party kind of vibe going around to go with it all. A full artist alley, which with a lot of artists, like maybe like 30, 40 artists, I think it was. In there as well.
Very cool artists in there.
A full cosplay competition with some mega bucks up there and some fucking impressive cosplay. Oh my god. And just everything was up. Everything was it was a sequel to the previous one in every way and a lot better. And I think it needs to be a little bit celebrated a little bit more that they've actually achieved doing more and doing better. Where I suppose I don't want to downplay anything, but like PAX is in that point where it's a bit stagnant. Like it's really struggling to find its growth, and it's not getting the backup from the big guys like Xbox and PlayStation and stuff like that. Where DreamHack, it feels like it's the opposite. Like we got fucking drummed with Monster and drummed with Intel, and like you wouldn't believe. And like I said, it worked. Like they absolutely sold everything that they had to sell to us, and I'm fully indoctrinated now. So. It did really well. And just as a personal note, it's probably the most smooth sailing, busy weekend I've ever had. I could comfortably say that I took too much on, but also I did it all. It all got done. It happened. It was fine. Mm-hmm. And whenever I had a question, and I emailed the crew from ESL and those from DreamHack, they sorted it out. Like they got back to me, they sorted them out, and there was never any problems, which is crazy. Very professional and very well done. So
everyone should go to DreamHack next time. It's good.
Go to DreamHack, and also like it's like if you got friends and like family, or if you got like kids and stuff like that like CS:GO and stuff like that, take them to DreamHack. Show them that there's more than just living on your computer. To
take them to
the fandom,
the community.
Yeah,
that's it.
And I think the only thing that really sold it for me is that they had Swagger Souls opening up fucking cases on his laptop in the audience for the CS:GO final.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's just that really just sold it for me.
There were some big names there. I guess it's worth mentioning the Swagger Souls. There was the Trash Taste podcast, Misfits in general with Swagger Souls. Were the two big draw cards for like talent there, and it was really cool to see that they were able to go.
We saw Loser Fruit was just wandering around the expo area at the end there as well, and it was good to see so many creators, and it was funny. Talking to like we mentioned Aaron earlier, our cameraman, like he was like, it's so weird seeing all these people that I've watched for years and they're all just nice. I'm like, yeah, it's
was nice.
It's like he fully expected like to go up to someone and he'll be like, hey, I used to watch you, and them go, who the fuck are you? But no, he's like, everyone knew who I was. Everyone's really awesome. They're all welcoming.
Really sweet. I had massive Twitch partners having long conversations with me, and I don't even have 500 followers. So it was, it was great.
Like I said,
It's nice.
every single person I spoke to or talked to at any time, awesome. Like, just
Yeah.
so awesome. And I want them to build on that whole like community thing. Like it's at the moment the Australian community, although that small to medium sort of streamers, they're just all fucking awesome.
Mhm.
Which is it was great. It's like if they could just keep that vibe going for all future events, then we're gonna have a great time. But yeah, it was good. It was a really good positive event, and I think it's good. I am more tired than I've been in a very long time, and I'm fueled on Monster Energy at this point. But yeah, it was worth it, I think. So it's kind of crazy. I said to my mate, because obviously he started with lining up to get into the event, and then obviously went on this roller coaster of like meeting all these people and taking photos for, you know, huge partnered streamers and stuff like that. Now he's in everyone's DMs, and he's like probably going to end up on a couple panels and stuff like that going forward. Like he's gone leapfrogged. He's jumped the shark, right? I just said to him, I said, mate, you're gonna have the worst post-con blues. Like next week when it's not a party anymore, you're gonna be so down. He's like, oh, I know, man, it's gonna be sucks. It's like
He's on a high right now.
He's on the highest high, and like again, because he just shows up everywhere. I'm literally walking out the gate, he's just there again, and he's like, oh man,
Pacing us down.
he's
being
like,
"Do you want to hang out?
you
What
want to
are
go
doing?"
out? You want to go out? I'm like, dude, I don't know if I can. I said, if I do, I will message you. If I don't message you, I died. It's
Honestly a miracle we're conscious right now. So
yeah, it was a big weekend, but at the same time, and I think to my point, it's a very small opportunity. 3 days, like I will go at 110% for 3 days, if that's, you know, if I can do what we did, which is, you know, it's not, and it's not just for me. You know, it's a lot of Team OCE stuff. You know, Shelby got a lot out of it. My friend who moved to Australia got a lot out of it. Like, it's a lot of positives for a lot of people. It was a very good experience overall, and I think that's worth doing in a lot of ways. And I had, man, I don't want to admit this, but everything was going really well, like really, really well. And then when you start to like tick boxes and kick goals, then you start to get like messages where people are like, hey man, where'd you get there? Or, you know, oh, it'd be awesome to catch up sometime or whatever. Problem was, these people messaged me at about 1 a.m. Gauged on our story, I think you guys already know, I was so drunk already. Like I was hungry. I was looking for my McDonald's. I was like 6, 7, 8, 10 beers in, you know, I was and I thought I was sending them coherent messages.
Yep.
Looking back on it, they are not. So I sent a few apologies off this morning. I'm like, I am sorry. What I meant to say was
Damn autocorrect.
It's damn autocorrect for those 7 paragraphs that are all wrong. But no, it was. I had some interesting realizations. I talked to a couple people, and there's like the general thing, and it's probably a big thing that we should probably talk about on another episode in a bit more in depth. But mad cases of imposter syndrome, like people going, "Oh man, you look like you're having so much fun. I wish I could do that." And then I look at them.
Just do it.
I look at them.
Do it.
They're bigger than I am. Like they are bigger streamers. They just don't realize that all they need to do is put themselves out there, and they will get swept up in the hype.
I just want to stress something to everybody. I have less than 500 followers on Twitch. I don't have many followers on a lot of things compared to a lot of people. I just ask. And I put myself out there and I go places and I just contribute, and that's what you need to do.
I gotta admit, it was kind of weird with like all these like esports guys, big creators and stuff like that, and the guys from Intel are all focused on Shelby and his stupid claw machine.
I endeavored to make myself memorable, and I even did this in the way that I dressed over the weekend. The first day, I wore hard to miss sunflower print overalls head to toe. The second day, I was wearing pink tights and a strawberry cardigan. The third day, I matched the rainbow road at DreamHack with a rainbow jacket, rainbow shirt, and rainbow shoes. I wanted to stand out, and people remembered me, And people followed me just after telling me how much they liked my outfits. And I made friends that way. I wanted people to know who I was and come and see me, and it worked.
We definitely had a weird moment when I was in the talent room and stuff like that, and all these creators, obviously, some of them, well, actually probably all of them, bigger than me, and they're like, oh, it's so great. My partner has like a backpack and keeps all this gear and helps me like do all this stuff. And I'm like, my partner has a goose. He has a goose.
Goose-shaped handbag. I was carrying a lot in that goose, and I made it an untitled Goose Game goose by putting a red ribbon on it and a goose badge. So I have a goose. I was Goose Girl.
Goose Girl, yeah. So it was really good. Like I said, I'm deliberately hyping it up because I feel like a lot of people need to hype this up because people sort of just go, oh, it's an esports thing. I'm not interested in that. There's more there to see and do, and the vibe itself is kind of worth it. Like if you're looking for something to do on the weekend, it was cool. In general, and even like I don't know. I just feel like more people should know about it and do it basically. But it's and what I think we'll end up doing is I'll probably just email my contact over from DreamHack and just be like, thanks for all this stuff. Here's a couple things that we think you guys can work on going forward, and just go over it. Just say, hey, if you fix these 5 things, you're gonna have a better experience next year. Silly things that I don't think anyone's thought about, and it wasn't really done until it was tested in the process. But like compared to some cons that we've been to, there's really not that much to do. And like I said, like labs and Saturday in particular, so many families and like parents and stuff like that, and they were just like, "What the hell is this thing? What is this going on here? This is crazy." But it's just like it's such a different vibe to it all, and I think between like if Game Expo becomes this community driven, artists come and share their art kind of thing, which it's kind of the way that it seems to be shaping up. Like cosplayers will come do their cosplay. Artist Alley does their Artist Alley. They do like a tournament, community-based tournament from some gaming, and there's panels and stuff like that. I think that's got a place. DreamHack definitely has this place in like PC Master Race, esports creator event, and then PAX becomes this community-driven industry event that sort of tails off the. Between those 3 events, we're good. Like we don't actually need anything else. I think we're good. Yeah. I don't think we can actually afford anything else. I don't think there's enough alcohol to sustain anything else because my God, yes, just yes. it was wild. But yeah, look, mindful of time and the fact that I'm running out of energy and steam and everything else. And I know this has been the DreamHack episode, but I think it's important to talk about something cool like this because. And this is the last thing I'll say about this, and I'll let you guys say stuff if you want to say stuff as well, obviously. But I heard about DreamHack when I was in high school, when I had friends of mine who were much cooler than me were like, "Oh man, you don't even know what DreamHack is, and you call yourself a fucking nerd? Get out of here, you idiot!" They would talk about this amazing event where they have a LAN that goes for 3 days, and people would like share movies and games and stuff, and it was crazy. And it sounded like some magical land off in Fairyland that doesn't exist, that maybe made up, and it's just a schoolyard rumor. And now I don't use Facebook, but I posted that I was going to DreamHack on Facebook and pictures of me on that big fucking stage doing that fuck off panel just that those cunts could see me at DreamHack on the stage, knowing that they're not coming. Not out of spite, big spite.
My man.
Fuck those guys. Yeah, I remember. It was only 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So you tag them. Yeah, exactly. No, it's good. And I feel like, I mean, obviously it's evolved and changed over the years, but yeah, it's.
I think shout out to Tame for obviously he didn't attend today, but he's been our person.
He's sitting there googling flights for next year.
Yeah, and
you know what? That, I'm spewing that I didn't.
I know. I hope that
man, you just G'd me up
to come to the next one or come to PAX.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming.
You're always on this podcast, always supporting us, and we'd love to see you. I'm
definitely
person,
coming.
I think
because these are the OGs.
Yeah. The only thing that Sydney gets that's even close to it now is like South by Southwest, and like there's some cool shit going on there, but man, it's expensive. Like it's just like Yeah, come to PAX. Come to PAX. We'll give you a taste.
I'm coming.
And then, like, I don't know.
Definitely
We'll get Monster to fly you down for DreamHack or something.
That's just when you. Oh wait, no, that's Red Bull. I was gonna say when you drink too much Monster.
What we
you
have to work on
instantly
is
fly.
look, it's simple, right? We just have to be as big as Trash Taste before the next DreamHack. And then we'll have the ZLB podcast cafe. Actually, we'll fuck the cafe. The ZLB podcast bar where we just do shots and shit with people and just fucking tank the entire weekend. It'll be awesome. And you know what? If we did that and everyone got tanked at the event, they wouldn't even bother going to the bars. They'll just stay at DreamHack all 3 days. Perfect. Just solved everything.
There we go. Now we know what Aladi's content dream is to get to that point.
Okay, yes, sure. That's a good dream.
Alcohol brand. Alcohol sponsor.
We'll do monster powered alcohol. I don't know if that's probably I don't know. Is that kosher? I don't even know. It's like does Monster like alcohol? Oh shit. Okay. Well, we should wrap things up because we're up on time. So no shit towns this week. We'll have double shit towns next week. How's that sound?
Yes.
Extra shit towns. What else is coming up this week, Shelby?
We're going to a concert tomorrow for Peach PRC. Not sure how much we'll talk about it on the podcast, but it could be pretty wild and could be fun. So that should be good. And I think we're just going to be doing a lot of chilling out and doing our normal content.
Yeah, fingers crossed we're going to get a look in at a game of Guardians of the Galaxy event this weekend. This third movie's dropping.
Maybe not.
But also, a lot of people want to look in on this event, so I don't know.
Pray for us. Cross your fingers for us.
Cross our fingers. Also, you know, we probably could do with a break, so maybe it's not that bad if we don't get to go.
Yeah, that's the camp that I'm sitting in.
Yeah, I've been playing Fallen Order. I'm pumped for Jedi Survivor. Now that we've gotten through DreamHack, I'm going to sit down and put some hours in and get some streams going this week. So get through some Star Wars content. That's the big thing that I'm looking forward to. Tame, what are you up to, man?
Still playing Hitman and Freelancer.
Hell yeah, boy.
I like it. I like Freelancer
Hitman
now.
crew.
Well, now that I know heaps of routes and stuff, it's made it a lot easier.
Yo, I was watching your fucking game the other night, and I'm
You're
like,
sweat now.
you're sweaty boy. I was like, this is like watching the pros, the YouTube fucking how-to guides.
Esports, you know.
I've actually put some videos on YouTube, like
hey,
yeah,
that's it.
I don't know, some playthroughs and shit, and I know I'm gonna do the Hitman trilogy, so I've started putting it together now.
Yeah.
Some Silent Assassins.
Oh yeah, like
So,
yeah. Okay, cool.
yeah, well, I've just done it from like default start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Sick, man.
but yeah, I don't know. I did one of Atriox like runs. I
Yeah.
was like, I killed it. I did it, and I was like, hell yeah.
I was just watching it, and you're throwing and making noise in the next room, so the person turns around and you run past them, like,
Yeah, because I realized
Motherfucker.
you need the door. You need the door open so he can hear you.
motherfucker. I'm like,
There was
what
little
is
tricks
this?
like that.
What is
Yeah, nah, it's mad.
That's it.
I'm actually,
It's fucking pro gamer all of a sudden. That's bloody hell.
yeah, nah, it's good. I love that game now.
No, it was fucking sick. Yeah. Anyway, so
But it was funny that I actually told you how good at that Dubai level, and then I accidentally my finger twitched, and
that was
punched
hilarious.
that chick. I was like, man,
You're like, oh man, this level here, blah blah blah, and you just go smack. I'm like,
This is like when you're good at something until you tell somebody to look at you doing it, and then you can't do it anymore.
yeah, it's like when you
exactly.
you tell everyone you're really good at Donkey Kong, and then you go to DreamHack and fail.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can watch the ZLB podcast. We're here every week on a Sunday, no matter how tired we are. And you can listen to us on all major platforms. And you can also, watch the video on the YouTube. And also, you can go see Tame's YouTube and watch some Hitman now. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. Have a fucking awesome week. See you soon.
Peace.
Bye,